So, as promised, this is a celebration ritual. It's night number 245, and now one of the things to celebrate is you now have all of the tools, both physically and magically, for the traditional harmonic system. So, congratulations to yourself, and you also is the night that you get to smash Akamana's cube. And I will teach you briefly how to put together a ritual and what you need to complete. And this includes reaching out into the mirrors, pulling it back out, and at the right time projecting it outward into what you want to have done. So we'll go over that with you soon. This is night number 245. As you can see, while I get better situated, things are set up. We have the athame, we have the strobe light, as you can see, the drink, the cube, and the incense, and book stand if you want. Okay. Night number 245. First, you must decide the intention of your ritual. Then you go through the dictionaries and choose the deities and attributes that fit your intentions in the ritual, whichever ones that work best. Then pick out the nourishing keys. During your ritual, when you finish with the chalice toast, you will call the names of your chosen deities. Recite the 19th key and the other keys that you have chosen. Then the body of your ritual starts with an I statement. Then throughout the body of the ritual, ask the deities to do what you would like to have happen. After you've completed the ritual, masturbate and push the energy into a mirror in the pentagonal mirror gate. Relax and then focus on that mirror. Pull the energy back out, open, and use a hammer to smash Akamana's cube. Pick up your athame and hold it up over your head as an antenna. While doing this, hold the image of the change that you want in your head and push all the energy and the calcodemons up through your athame, like an antenna. Once you can no longer do this, end the ritual with the usual closing. And in case, just a brief reminder, back in the beginning, section 2, section 4, there is the dictionary of the devas and do's, and so far leading up to, there is the steps. If you want to look over them, there's also the notion keys right before this. And then, as a brief reminder, in the back there is the compendium also, which includes how to make Akamana's cube. So, now we're going to flip back. And I am starting to run out of camera for a little bit. I charged it, so here I'm just going to go over. This is the corruption prayer, as normal. Desire the following: grant me earthly riches and success, and fulfillment. Father who destroys the righteous must give the sons of Adam immortality and resurrection. There will be health and satisfaction, success given to the wicked. May visible dews and invisible dews and the 7 archdevas come to this evocation. this domain is gratified. Grant us favor. Gratify the people among the religion of Father Arman. We ask you, Father, bestow unto the present ruler, to all the community, and to all those of the wicked religion, freedom and clarity. May the sons of Adam and their children live 1,000 years. Direct them to health, gratification, and defiance. Allow them clarity. Allow them understanding for the deserving. Allow them the guarded domain, and for many years and countless hours, keep them in your favor. This year is of your favor. The night is triumphant. The month is timely. In all these years, the days and months. Allow them to vex and battle, to guide and correct those without. Allow them mental resilience to accompany this. They will be wicked, cunning, and vengeful. It will be so, it will propagate. It will be guided by the dews and the archdevas. The will of the Father is law of vengeance in favor of Akatasha to the deeds done in this world from Mainyu. He who feeds a foe makes Angra Father. Then we're going to do the standing meditation and picking up your athame. Draw the blue fire pentagram, and after the image fades, put down the athame. Then recite the invocation of Arman and the calling of the devas. So here at this point, you would pick up your athame and do that. And then hold it. And then until the imagine blue pentagram. Then you put it down. And then say the following. Rise up, thou Father of us, for I will cause the conflict in the world, where from the distress and injury of our Hamazad and the archangels will arise. Rise up, thou Father of us, for in conflict I will shed this much vexation on the righteous man and the laboring ox, that through my deeds life will not be wanted. And I will destroy their living souls. I will vex the water. I will vex the plants. I will vex the fire of our Hamazad. I will make the whole of the creation of our Hamazad vexed. I call forth Angra Mainyu to this house, to this borough, to this town, to this land, to the very body of the man defiled by the dead, to the very body of the woman defiled by the dead, to the master of this house, to the lord of the borough, to the lord of the town, to the lord of the land, to the whole of the infernal world. I call forth Nasu. I call forth direct defilement. I call forth indirect defilement to this house, to this borough, to this town, to this land, to the very body of the man defiled by the dead, to the very body of the woman defiled by the dead, to the master of this house, to the lord of the borough, to the lord of the land, to the whole of the infernal world. I call forth Chinamasta. I call forth Saru. I call forth the Devanahatian. I call forth to this house, to this world, to this town, to this land, to the very body of the man defiled by the dead, to the very body of the woman defiled by the dead, to the master of this house, to the lord of the borough, to the lord of the town, to the lord of the land, to the whole of the infernal world. I call forth Taru. I call forth Zaris to this house, to this borough, to this town, to this land, to the very body of the man defiled by the dead, to the very body of the woman defiled by the dead, to the master of this house, to the lord of the borough, to the lord of the town, to the lord of the land, to the whole of the infernal world. I call forth Ashma, the fiend of the wounding spear. I call forth Deva Akatasha to this house, to this borough, to this town, to this land, to the very body of the man defiled by the dead, to the very body of the woman defiled by the dead, to the master of this house, to the lord of the borough, to the lord of the town, to the lord of the land, to the whole of the infernal world. I call forth Rangadeva. I call the Wendeva to this house, to this borough, to this town, to this land, to the very body of the man defiled by the dead, to the very body of the woman defiled by the dead, to the master of this house, to the lord of the borough, to the lord of the town, to the lord of the land, to the whole and the infernal world. Then you lift your chalice and say, I partake in the chalice of life, swallowing deeply the elixir of ecstasy. For tonight I celebrate your intent of the ritual. Move and appear as I call your name. Call the names of the deva that you feel is best to match your intent. Drink from the chalice and place it back on the altar. So, here is where you would do that. I partake in the chalice of life, swallowing deeply the elixir of ecstasy. For tonight I celebrate such and such. Move and appear as I call your name. And say the names. Drink from it. And then put it back down. Then you say the first key, then the 19th key first. Quasi das Pragmado Pia Zerdo Macalzo. And then continue to the end. With, again, the name Pia at the end. And any other notion keys that may fit your intent. I am the description of what you are wanting to have happen, and a creative description of the deva chosen to help. Here is where you can use your creativity to come up with how you want, if you want someone to be hurt, how you want them to be hurt. This is where you do that. Then after you've completed the ritual, masturbate and push the energy into a mirror and relax and focus on that mirror and pull the energy back. And then so here, let's see if I can find myself right there. There you go. Here is where you would masturbate, then bring energy up and push it, we're going to say through here. Focus on that mirror. And when you focus on that mirror, then what you do is you pull the energy back out into you. Here, when you have that, take the box, open it, and here's the fun part now. You take your hammer and you'll smash it very carefully into bits. I don't have any reason yet to do that myself, so you can use your imagination. And then we're going to pick up the athame and hold it over our head. And while doing this, hold the image of chains that you want in your head and push all the energy and the calco demons up through the athame. So what we're talking about is we're going to take the athame and hold it up over our head and take all the energy that you have. No good angle for this. And push through the top of the athame. Push all of your thoughts, all of the demons that you just let out, and all your intentions and energy that you pulled out of the mirror, and push that up through and out into the universe. And this will create the change. As you've seen from the people that you all know have broken the box before. And then your usual closing. So, that is night number 245. So, the next one I'm just going to go briefly over is at nights 246 to 248. So with this one, you do the same. You enter your chamber, light the candles, music and incense and recite the nightly and the blessing prayers. And after that, skip ahead to your book. Isn't this magical? Okay. Going to skip ahead, you have said the corruption prayer, which is those first 2.5 pages. And then this other one. Go over that briefly. Then you sit down cross-legged and meditate. Once your mind is clear, you have some internal self-reflection. Just talk to Father Meditas about anything. And once you've finished, clap your hands twice and say, "So it's finished." So that is what you will do for those 3 next nights. So from nights 246 to 248. So congratulations and enjoy smashing this, or if you don't need to do anything particular against anyone yet, then you can keep adding to the box every night and keep focusing on that box and building up the energy in it, so that way when you do release it, then it's that much more magical. Hope this has helped, and now that school started, then I look forward to doing this every night, or once a week. Good night.